for many of us it's a natural part of life, but it's not always easy to navigate, and sometimes we find ourselves caught in invidious situations because of it. Oh, what am I talking about? I'm talking about family expectations. Now, I don't know about you, but it's pretty common in my experience for parents to have expectations of their children, and sometimes those are helpful expectations and sometimes not as helpful as you'd like. It's quite natural, of course. If you're a parent, you sort of want good things for your kids and you make decisions about what you think good things are, and so you hope that they'll agree with you because you're, as a parent, much older and wiser than your children, so you think you know stuff, and often you do actually. But when it comes to courses at university, or indeed life choices about careers and stuff like that, one of the difficulties is that there's a lot at stake in terms of what you actually enjoy and feel you have an interest in, and that's something that's quite unique to you. And so the difficulty is that perhaps your parents don't know all that stuff as well as you do, and in some cases they're not all that interested in it either. Sometimes they just think, well, this is the best thing for you to do and you should do it no matter what your own particular sensibilities might be or not be. When you're deciding about where your life's going to go, though, it is a reality that you'll make the best contribution in an area that you personally feel excited about, interested in, feel like you might have something to offer, or are just wanting to explore. Family expectations are good, they're there, but they need to be negotiated respectfully, obviously. I mean, you guys know that. So what am I saying? Be aware of how, because the other really tricky thing, of course, is that we internalize expectations. So it's not uncommon for people to discover that they're going in a particular direction and at the same time have a nagging feeling that they're not sure they want to do it, and yet somehow they just are propelled towards doing it. And often that's because the voice that's inside their head is actually their parents' voice, and we naturally, most of us, all things being healthy and good, we actually quite like to keep our parents happy. And so we will hear their intentions for us, even if they're not articulating them in obvious ways, and we will want to please them, even if they don't insist on that sometimes. And so discerning between what is the fulfillment of your parents' dreams for you and what are your dreams, that can be an interesting and a little bit tricky as a pathway to discern. So I encourage you to think about that as you do your studies and as you work out who you are. Always negotiate it respectfully with your parents. They've given a lot to enable you to do the things that you're doing now at this stage in your life. But it's also really critical, and I think in the end they want you to be happy. They want you to fulfill your calling and your dreams. So do that work of trying to work out, is there a difference? I mean, some of us are just happy to go along with what the expectations are, and that's no bad thing. But if there is a difference, if there is a gap between what's been expected of you and where your heart really is at, then that's something worth looking at, negotiating and finding a way through that everyone can be happy with. You might need help with that. Jade's clearly a very good counsellor here, and I'm happy to talk with you as well. There's career counsellors and other people and your mates and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, expectations, they can weigh heavily on us, they can guide us, they can become points of conflict, but they are usually there in some way or another, and it's worth working out how to negotiate them and navigate them helpfully for your sake and for your parents' sake. God bless. See you around the college.